And welcome back to another Paul's Aquariums video. So instead of doing an unboxing this week, I thought we would do a little mini tank tour. So it's sort of like a tour of the aquarium shop, because I haven't done a tour for, maybe 6 months. It might even be longer than that, probably a year, I have no idea. Lots have changed, there's lots of different fish every week, so we're just going to go through and feed a few fish tonight and tomorrow morning in this video so you can see what is in the shop. And the first tank is this very, very old terrarium, or it's actually a paludarium because it's actually got water down the bottom. So paludarium is a fish tank down the bottom and terrarium up the top. It is completely overgrown. We've got our night lights on because it's just switched over automatically. Nothing really living in here except for a couple of shrimp somewhere down there in the hydrocotyle, and I think one endless live bearer. Yes, we have some Lego, completely overgrown Lego. There is a spaceman, there is a spaceship. Benny's here somewhere. There is Benny. There is a shark under Benny. Yeah, we are very, very overgrown. So I do plan on upgrading that eventually, but it's probably about 7 years old now, something like that. It's pretty old. So that is the first little paludarium tank. If you come around here to the counter, we have some incredibly overgrown shrimp tanks. There is a little blue shrimp there. Kind of see him, not really. Yes, I should have pruned these tanks, but I have not. So this little Dymax GS series tank, wow. Okay, it's a little bit overgrown. There is a tree underneath all that moss. I know, maybe I will prune this in another little video and show you, but yes, super overgrown. If you do want awesome tanks to grow plants, get one of these Dymax tanks because, yeah, look at that. That is a cube of plants. Moving along to our little terrarium build. So there will be a link to this at the end of this video. Hopefully, if I remember, there'll be links to something at the end of this video. Awesome little BioLark aquarium. Well, terrarium, it's not an aquarium because it has no water in it. So these are all tissue culture plants. It is very small. Look how small it is. Not as small as this nano aquarium. And this is from, what is it? PNW Custom in America. It has a couple of shrimp in there somewhere. There is a shrimp. Right at the back, that little red thing there. A little bit overgrown with algae. Need to give it a trim as well. Another little terrarium there. Moving along, lights are off on that. We have witches doing witch things. What are they doing to that sleeping man? I still need to upgrade fish. Well, not upgrade fish, but actually add fish to that. My little tiny face hugger tank is a little bit overgrown as well. Yes, I need to prune that little plant in there. There's a couple more little paludariums. There is our bright pink tank with our platies in it. There is full videos on the setups of all of these somewhere on my channel, so if you go back far enough, you'll see them. Including this. Okay, everything is overgrown. Why is everything so overgrown? I probably should have pruned for this video, but this is our little tiny red shrimp tank with our volcano in there, but it is completely overgrown. Yes, I will trim that soon. Same with that shrimp tank. I'm going to change the name of this video to Paul's Overgrown Aquarium Shop. Yeah, let me move some of this stuff out the way because we got some awesome more terrariums in, actually. Oh, if I can turn that one around without dropping it on the floor. Check out the size of that. That is huge. Yes, that's actually a Bioscape aquarium. Ah, I thought I was getting BioLark ones, but they're Bioscape. That explains why it looks different. Expect an unboxing on one of those soon. See if they're better or worse than the BioLark. Or the, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, moving along, we have, and I'll have to show some footage on the screen. Oh, there is one. Tiny little pea puffers in here. I think the reflection is stuffing us around. Nope, you cannot see them. Pea puffers, very, very small little freshwater puffer fish. Yes, they'll be on the screen somewhere as well. I will also do the, what are they called, mudskippers tomorrow morning, so that'll be in this video. Well, it'll be now. We have another display tank which is overgrown. Yes, I have moved the pearlweed out of this sort of area, and I've got a couple of different little tissue culture plants growing. Got some spruce growing on the rocks. This is our green neon tetra tank. They are hidden in the back somewhere because they do not like the camera. I need to trim that down again, have not done that. Lights off on that, so we will come back to that. And just like that, we've jumped to the next day. Yes, I know. In this tank, we do have some emerald dwarf raspora. They are so hard to see. They are adults and they are lovely. There's one right at the back. Let me see if I can, oh, wait, there's some down the bottom. If we can kind of see them. I'll try and put some footage on the screen. Ah, there they all are now. But they are like a celestial paludarium, but slightly different species. Blue, stripy, super awesome. Yes, I think they retail for like $25 each, but these are mature adults. You can even see males and females. I don't sell marine, but we have a few marine display corals. So that is a leather coral. There's a pair of black and white Ocellaris clowns. There is the girl there. That is the boy underneath there. There's a stripy. There is a blue damsel. I think I have a red tooth trigger. And there he is. There is a midnight clown. If you can sort of see him in his algae, or her in her algae, and her partner down there, which is a normal Ocellaris clown. Yeah, I am planning on upgrading the marine displays. Obviously, these are just a few things that we've kept for years and a few things donated, like the leather coral, which is actually pressing against the glass now, so I probably should move that. Pretty decent size leather coral. Yes, our only coral at the moment, but all these tanks are hooked up to a sump and a chiller and so on and so on. Don't really sell marine anymore. We do have our snowflake moray eel. There he is. He has been in the shop for, probably, I keep getting the years wrong, but let's say about 12 to 14 years, because sometimes they say 10 years, sometimes they say 14 years. I'd have to sit back and actually watch all the old videos and see exactly how long I've had him. But yeah, about 14 years or so in the shop. He's just in a 4-foot tank, obviously full salt water. I'm about to upgrade that one as well. So I want to get some of these nice new 4-foot tanks with all the bells and whistles. No plants until tomorrow, so we may come back to those. Only a few sword plants and stuff left. Some really cool angels, there they are. Lots and lots of angelfish. So we got lots of angels in the last couple of weeks. All sorts of different colors. So there's a few in there. This is mainly a plant tank. We have some freshwater stingrays. So there is a few different types in here. So there's maturos, there's some mantillo maturos, and I think I might have some black diamond crosses somewhere still. Actually, maybe I don't. What have we got? We've got a mantilla. No, that is a pure maturo. A pure maturo. Ah, there we go. Those two at the back are black diamond cross maturos. So actually, no, I've got black diamond cross maturos, those two, and 2 pure maturos. That's all I have left. So these are freshwater stingrays from South America. Now that I've completely bored you with the names of them, they all will get huge. So these are maybe 20 centimeter diameter to give you an idea, but they will get huge. So about 2-foot diameter with about a 2-foot tail. And I've just jumped, I am at home. This is how big stingrays will get. They don't look very big on camera, but this is 5 foot and this is a swimming pool, yes. So they are living happily in this. It is heated, it is tropical, it has tons of filtration all over there. It's connected to other big tanks. That's 4 foot front to back. This is 5 foot front to back by about 9 foot or so. To give you an idea, so they are pretty big fish. They will get bigger than this, but that is about a 2-foot diameter fish. That big brown one underneath that little spotty one. Yes, very big fish, need a lot of room, a lot of filtration. You can keep them in pools and you can keep them in fish tanks. There is a mantilla hybrid there. This tank is 4 foot front to back, and that's obviously a smaller stingray, which has destroyed its filter overnight. That's a maturo, so they will get a decent size, so you will need a lot of room. Back to the shop. These two tanks connected, but wider again. Yeah, you need a lot of room for them. Over there, we usually have our Neocaridina shrimp. We are completely out of Neocaridina shrimp. I think there might be a couple left there, so I will dodge that, but we will show you those tanks feeding in a second. What else have we got? A ton of mystery snails. Yep, they will survive cold and warm, so as long as it doesn't get below like about sort of 5 degrees or so. There's a few little fan-tailed goldfish in here. There are some golden white cloud mountain minnows, some Medaka ricefish. I think there's a big mix of different colours, so platinums, some golds. There was some blacks. We might have sold out of blacks in there. I think we have one lone paradise fish in this overgrown tank. We have some slightly bigger comets in there. Some weird pastel comets in there. What have we got in here? Overgrown plants again. That's a lot of guppy grass. We have some little tiny corydoras. They are peppered corydoras and a random rainbow fish. I think that's a doublé or crimson spot. We do have a lot of rainbows up here. I'll try and put some more footage on the screen so you can actually see them eating in one place as well. These are Murray River rainbow fish, obviously come from the Murray River drainage system down Victoria, New South Wales, so sort of all along the border and stuff. Very cool little rainbow fish. So they'll go a rainbow of colours, more greens and yellows of these compared to some of the other tropical ones, but still a lovely, lovely fish. We have our pair of super green Texas. There he is going bugger off, because if we zoom in behind him, there's all his babies. Yes, there are a lot of super green Texas. There's mum there, there is dad there. Zoom back out again. They have completely trashed their tank. They're in a 6x2 with a whole lot of striped and normal silver dollars and a few little catfish lurking around. We've just let them look after this batch. I may rescue them, but I have a lot of super green Texas growing up. So usually if we leave them in with the parents, they're going to sort of look after them for a little while. They're going to get picked off here and there. And yeah, the silver dollars, even though they're vegetarians, are going to grab one or two of them, unfortunately. I might siphon a few of those out because she still has a silly amount. Wow, that is a lot of Texas. We're the proud parents. Aww. And they will actually look after them until they want to spawn again. Then they'll shoo them away, and then they will spawn and lay more eggs, and then look after more, and so on and so on. Oh, we zoomed back in way too quick. Whole lot of goldfish, just normal gold comets. I think there's some more goldfish down the bottom. Oh, what have we got? Some rosy barbs. I'll put footage on the screen of the rosy barbs feeding, hopefully. Same with the apricot paradise fish, because it's very hard to see them unless they're all at the front. Lovely, lovely fish. Paradise fish will survive cold water and they'll breathe through the surface. They're like a cold water Betta fish, and yes, I'll have to remember to show you all the Betta fish in here as well. We have some weird Western Australian yabbies or crayfish in here. I don't know if I can lure one towards us. No, of course not. I'll put footage on the screen, hopefully of these guys as well, but they're sort of bluey brown. They're a weird, weird fish. Way back in the tank, in here, if we can zoom in, more rainbow fish. So these are Barcoo rainbows. They're from the Barcoo River in Queensland, Australia. Obviously Australian rainbows, but we do have some Papua New Guinea rainbows as well, which I'll show you in a bit. Super green Texas, there they are. Some of these tanks are a little bit murky because I've spent the whole day cleaning tanks. We've got a few display rainbows, and we have a Bosmani just coloured up. There he is, big chunky one. There's a couple of little ones in there. I have lots of those around the other side. We have Mr. Lungfish. Oh, if we can look through the old tanks. Can we even focus on the lungfish? I'll see if I can add some footage of the lungfish. He's about 50 centimetres now. That is a 6x2. We have some Cuban cichlids. They are really, really nice fish, and they're just starting to colour up. They'll get about 20, 25 centimetres max. Super cool. I think a lot of girls in here. I think a lot of the boys have sold, but there are some really, really nice ones. And there is a super green Texas in there as well. Don't know why he's in there. Overgrown plants, a few little random convicts. We have the back wall, so I might jump now to individual tanks and feeding them so you can see what's in here, because there are a lot of fish in here. And I've jumped to early morning, so these are the fish foods I mostly feed the fish. So Vitalis tropical flakes, Vitalis plaque pellets, which is like a big log green thing, which you'll see soon, and then Ocean Nutrition tropical wafers. I was going to say algae wafers, but they're actually a higher protein tropical wafer. So if you've seen any of my videos with the unboxing and all that, those are the main foods that you'll find in the videos. Everyone asks what they are. If you want to buy them and you're in Australia, I have them on my online shop, so there'll be links down below, and I think there's a discount on Vitalis at the moment. Anyway, let's start with, these tanks. We'll start with this tank. So we have an absolute ton of angelfish. There are a lot of angels. Check them out. Wow. Okay. Yeah, again, I haven't had a really good look at them, but there is a big variety of patterns and colors. Lots of stripy ones this time. There's some bristlenose plecos at the bottom. There's some really nice Deepwater Creek Eastern rainbows in here, as you can sort of see one just at the back. So the rainbow fish are interesting. They're going to survive cold and tropical, so a huge extreme, where the angelfish are South American. Same with the bristlenose, so you want them about 24 to 28 degrees Celsius. So whatever that is in Fahrenheit. But yeah, just a big mix. There seems to be a bronze corydoras or two in there as well. That is a big chunky bronze corydoras. But lots of angelfish in that tank. Tank down below, we have more angels. These are slightly bigger angels, slightly different colors again. The ones at the back are going to go into gold. Well, they are a gold angel, but they'll go gold as they mature. Seems to be a few random fancy guppies in there as well, mostly girls by the look of it, but that is a really nice female guppy in the corner. So again, munching away on their tropical wafers, and we'll also feed them the flake food afterwards. Okay, this tank, we have a lot of mollies. They are all rummaging for food at the moment. I think there is obviously a wafer in those little plants. Lots of different mollies in there. They have a huge variation in pH and temperature, so they come from Mexico. They'll actually swim into full salt water in the Gulf of Mexico, and then they'll go back into fresh water again. There's some really nice red ones. Actually, there's a platy in there as well. 2 platies. Okay, so there's a few platies in there as well, which are those little tiny ones. That's a Mickey Mouse platy down the bottom. But most of those are mollies. If we jump up above, we have some nice red swordtails, a ton more bristlenose. Now there is a big variation in different size bristlenose throughout the tanks. Again, a South American sucking fish, really great for eating algae, and these swordtails are temperate, so they'll survive about 16 degrees up to about 30 degrees. They don't like it cold, so below 20 degrees they kind of don't, they're not impressed. So you want to keep them in a relatively warm environment and they'll do a lot better. Called a swordtail because the males will have a big sword on the tail, like that one's starting to develop there, and the females don't. Exciting as it is. Only a few little neon tetras in this tank, but I think we do have a whole lot more in the tank below. So South American, very cool, small peaceful schooling fish. Whole lot of rainbows in here as well. So these guys are Bosmani rainbows. So they're the really pretty ones that you saw in the main tank with the lungfish, of course, because I can't remember the word lungfish, can I? But they will colour up really well. They are from Papua New Guinea, so they are a full tropical species, but they'll get along fine with South American tetras, etc. Probably should have cleaned the glass on this tank, but we got some yo-yo loaches. There's a few assorted raspora in there, random few little tetras. I think there is, black emperor tetras in there. Might be 1 or 2 flying foxes. Yeah, red-tail raspora are pretty cool little things. They are those little ones darting around in the back, and there is a rogue different raspora. A few assorted things in there. Another mixed tank. We have some guppies. We have some platies. There's a really nice blue platy there. There's an apistogramma. It's a panguro, which is that little tiny dwarf cichlid. That's South American. Guppies are Central American. Yeah, there's a bit of a mix in here. There's another panguro there, which is a dwarf cichlid. They will colour up really nice as well. Get a bit of blue on them. Pretty much just an all-round awesome fish. If we jump back up here, now a few of my tanks have cracks in them, as a few people have noticed throughout the years. These tanks are old, and the guy that made these tanks has actually passed away at the start of this year, so 2024. I know, I have to replace them. They don't leak, they just have cracks, which is kind of bizarre. So if you see a few cracks, don't stress, they are perfectly fine. Will be replaced. But anyway, in this tank we have some green neon tetras, obviously different than your normal neon tetra. If you look at those, slightly different color to them. Well, green, because they're a green neon tetra. Different species than your normal neon tetra. Yeah, they look really nice in a heavily planted tank, and it looks like 1 longfin rosy barb left. Cherry barb, not a rosy barb, longfin cherry barb. We have rosy barbs coming up though. In this tank, oh goodness, we have more rainbow fish. These are Goida River rainbows. They are from the Northern Territory. Just starting to see a little bit of blue on the males. There's some females there just starting to get eggs. They will colour up really nice. Another Australian native rainbow fish that is just an awesome fish. They are a full tropical rainbow, so they come from as I said, the Northern Territory where it does not get cold. So they're not going to tolerate the temperature below 20 degrees for any long period of time. We have some black widow tetras in the back, and it looks like an albino black widow or a gold black widow tetra as well. In here we have a couple of fluorescent coloured fish left. So these are albino longfin cherry barbs, and we have some honey dwarf gourami. Yes, honey dwarf gouramis. They are small, peaceful and honey coloured, both tropical fish. We have some lemon tetras in this tank. Might be some penguin tetras at the back as well. Oh, hockey stick tetras is another name for them. In this tank we have some, what have we got in here? We have some glass bloodfin tetras. They can be a little bit nippy. Seems to be a few little albino bristlenose, which are little gold ones sitting on the bottom. If we jump down, we have a few sailfin mollies left, and we have some sucking catfish. There they all are lurking around. Sailfin mollies will get huge. As I said before, they come from Mexico, but the sailfins will turn into monsters. These are all boys. We have more mollies in this tank, and another lovely crack. In this tank, we have some albino corydoras. So I think they're albino bronze corydoras, and we have some lovely male koi guppies. These are the blonde version of your normal ones. Moving along, really, really cool albino neon tetras. Kind of really hard to see on that, but albino neon tetras, obviously a neon tetra, but the albino gene to them, which just makes them really, really that much brighter. So you still got the blue, you still got the red. As they mature, bright white body with really nice color. So it just gets rid of the brown. And talking about brown, we have lots of bronze corydoras in here, and it looks like the odd purple rogue guppy still left. Only a few female guppies in this tank. If we move up, we have some really nice salt and pepper platies and some little albino, I was going to say corydoras, but they're not, albino bristlenose, which will turn into great big albino bristlenose. And the tank next door, we have some lovely golden barbs. They will tolerate a wide range in temperatures from 20 to about 28 degrees as well. They'll just get more gold as they mature. And oh, there is a lot of fish in this tank. So there are the rosy barbs I was talking about before. So yeah, rosy barbs can be quite nippy, but they do well with bigger fish like these neon blue acaras. They are a lovely, lovely fish. So these are the blue version of your normal blue acara. And what else have we got? We've got some albino Buenos Aires tetras lurking around in the back, which is another nippy, nippy fish. And we have a whole lot of bristlenose in here as well. There might be a few other things lurking around, but that's, oh wait, there is a blue-eyed cichlid. Another super aggro cichlid, but a super cool one as well. Down below, we have a whole lot of clown loaches at the back. We have more neon blue acaras. And of course we have a super green Texas because they seem to be everywhere. There seems to also be a bigger yo-yo loach in there. There he is, lurking around. So yo-yo loaches will get about 20 centimeters or so. There was a few in that other tank, which I'm pretty sure I showed you. Yes, I did. I hope I did. Yeah, I did. But the clown loaches are going to get huge. So they're going to get about 30, 40 centimeters. Very awesome fish. This tank, oh, it's overgrown with moss, so I need to trim this as well. Looks like more neon blue acaras and some slightly different rosy barbs. The tank next door, look at them. If we can focus, oh, can we focus? Reflections. They are lovely. So these are giant silver hatchet fish. They look just weird, don't they? They will swim up the top of the tank. If I can focus. Come on, camera. There we go. They'll swim up the top of the tank. They are schooling, so you want a group of 3 or more of them. They are quite expensive. I think they retail for $18 or 4 for $68, but they are worth it. They're going to get 50-cent piece size, and look at them. No fish looks like a hatchet fish. They are a tetra from South America, so obviously schooling, peaceful. They get big, but not big enough to eat a neon tetra or a guppy or anything like that, so you can have them in community tanks. Just have to make sure you've got a decent lid on your tank. And up the top, we have a murky tank because we have a whole lot of these wood catfish that stir everything up. I know, I fed them just before and the wood catfish have completely destroyed everything. It is what it is. But we have, apart from the wood catfish, we have some more rainbow fish in here. So these are the Kangaroo Creek Dubalays or Blue Kangaroo Creek Rainbows. And we have a few tiger barbs. So we've got the exantic version, which is like albino, which is the gold tiger barbs, and some normal tiger barbs. Nippy, aggressive fish, but okay in a group with anything that's not long flowing fins. And I almost missed this tank. Absolutely tons of very, very fancy, lovely guppies. Males and females in here, but look at the color of those. Yeah, they're kind of incredible. Tanks next door, we have lots of rainbows. Very hard to see those, and very hard to see those, but we'll see them in the next couple of tanks as well. And yes, we are jumping all over the place in this video. There is our Betta fish tank with our lovely lighthouse. It's not a lighthouse. Going awesome. And around here we have a super old display tank with a whole lot of diamond tetras. I know, these are actually bred in the shop. We had about 3 or 4 in here. We did take a pair out to spawn them, and then we've grown up the rest of them. A little bit overgrown again, some very cool little rock structures and stuff. I probably should have cleaned this tank before I filmed it, but it is what it is. At least you know it's all raw footage and it's not all done up for the camera. Talking about that, we have completely hazed over because we have a chiller on the axolotl system, but if we look in there, we still have a couple of axolotls left. I know, if you can see through the mist, I may add some more footage, but I think there's only 1 or 2 left. Let's jump to the Betta fish. Okay, we usually have a lot of Betta fish, but I think we're down to females in here and some males in there. So these systems drip through, as you can see with this empty system here. There's a sump and the water pumps up, goes through the little things and then back into the filtration. Just got this one turned off so I can film it a little bit easier. Same with that one. Hopefully we can film them. There are a lot of lovely lady double-tailed bettas. See if I can get the angle right. Oh, it's difficult, it's difficult. Oh, she's pretty. Okay, I haven't actually seen these. All I've done is unboxed them and placed them in the tanks and tried not to have a really, really close look at them, obviously when they first came in, because it's too tempting to take them home. Look at that one, that's a delta. She's pretty. So with the female bettas, you can actually have a group of them together. So you want ideally about sort of 4 or 5. Sometimes you can get away with 3. 2 really doesn't work because you get a dominant one harassing the other one unless you're extremely, extremely lucky. But the more you have, the more it evens out the aggression. Some lovely blue girls this time. Is that a double tail? I think that's a double tail. Obviously called a double tail because they have 2 tails. Delta just has the 1 tail. It's a pretty girl. So there's still lots. Oh, there's a metallic one. If we can see you behind your plant. Ah, translucent, sort of metallic-y, pretty lady. There's another one. Where is that? Oh, that one's pretty. Look at the blue on her. Yeah, this is why I shouldn't really look at them, because look at that one. That one's also nice. And a blue one. So all the girls, they range in price. I think they on average they're about $20 each Australian. Some are a lot cheaper, some are a lot dearer, depending on the types. I don't think I have many males left. Looking in here, no, I think we've sold the bulk of the boys. Most of these, as you can see, the price on some of them are $9.95 for a Veltail. He's a weird pasty white head to him, and the complete opposite in the one next door. If you can sort of see through that algae, yeah, a bit hard to sort of film them. There is a weird peachy coloured male. There is a red and sort of blue. There's a normal blue one. There's a ghosty white. Yeah, there's a few strange colours. Another red one up there, completely lost in this guppy grass. Hello? He's going, yep, there I am. Another blue one there. So not many Betta fish left, but we are expecting a whole heap next week, so we'll have more of those as well. Oh, completely hazed over in here. Now, this is an extremely overgrown paludarium. Yeah, look at the moss. So lush. So this was planted, how long ago was this planted? I would guess about a year now. And yeah, it was just, there is a video way back on my channel that shows how it was all set up. But it's roughly all these bits of wood were glued together. There is water way down the bottom and it just trickles, if we go through, trickles all down the back wall and all through the moss. So I do need to trim this a little bit. I've just got that pump turned off because usually we have that spraying water down as well. Wow, look at the subwassitang growing on the actual glass. That's kind of cool. So subwassatang is a freshwater seaweed. Obviously it can grow in high humid conditions like this, so I do need to set up a mini terrarium like this. Look at that, you can't even see the branches. They're underneath the moss. That is so cool. Yeah, I haven't actually had a really close look at this for the last month or so, and it's just completely taken off. So I need to trim that again. The fun of maintenance. But that is that. I probably should get some new doors, because that is a very, very old Exoterra terrarium. I think that's like maybe 10, 15 years old, maybe a bit older. We have the same sort of idea in here. Some bromeliads, some lovely, lovely moss there. And way down the bottom, there are some zebradinios lurking around. Just a different terrarium sort of setup for you. That is those two. Lots of wood, lots of wood. A few little terrariums that we're playing around with. Lots of algae, so I should have probably cleaned the algae, but that's the cool little bow front tank. Should have cleaned the algae on that one as well, but that is our back wall. Our natural rock wall with the moss growing completely in now. And check that out, I have no idea what that is, some sort of clover or something, but it has grown from a couple of seeds in the moss, and yeah, we've got all sorts of cool stuff growing. Whatever that is a cool looking plant. It's probably some pest plant, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, so that's all that area. Let's jump to that side. Well, hopefully you're still with me, but we have a few peacock bass. These are Xingu peacock bass. There is a rogue silver dollar. Yes, they are schooling fish silver dollars, so you kind of want a group of them. The peacock bass are not liking me move in front of them with a camera, so we're trying to be super, super still. Sorry, peacock bass. There is a couple of Trimax ladies in there. There is a lovely lady there with her red eyes. We are just going to go below, and we have a King Kong parrot, and we have her partner, who is a Sinspillum. These are not for sale. These are just shop pets. Looking well lovely. Look how nice he looks. These two have been together for a long time. They have viable young. Yes, even though she is a hybrid and he is not. Go figure. Not much exciting in there. I think a few little baby convicts, one little blue acara, nothing left in there. Oh, we do have some super red salvini, and I'm pretty sure there's a really nice male starting to color up. Look at him. Oh, that is a nice fish. So super red salvini are not going to get huge, got about 20 centimeters on average. I do have an adult pair in one of my plant tanks, and this is where these babies have come from. So very, very cool fish. They can be pretty aggro, so you don't want to keep them with small, delicate fish, but they are a really nice American cichlid. What have we got in there? A couple of female, what are you? Jack Dempseys. Yes, looks like two female Jack Dempseys left in there. Okay. But in here, oh, these are pretty fish. So these are Bacorti. They will get huge, about 30, 40 centimeters, yellow and brown and lovely. And I can just tell males and females of these. You'll need a big tank for these, like a 4x2 or bigger for a pair of these. Otherwise, they're just going to annihilate each other. How pretty is that? That is a nice American cichlid. There is a lady at the back. There is a big buffy boy. Well, obviously they're not that big yet. But yes, so that is them. We are back to the back wall. Up here we have a display tank with just a few sort of South American tetras and Southeast Asian barbs. Bit of a mix. There are some really nice filament barbs, and I think the girls are filled with eggs. I really should spawn them. Actually, look at those Buenos Aires tetras. They're the ones with the red on them. They are huge. Okay, they definitely need to be spawned. They're just filled with eggs. So easy to breed tetras, you just need to alter the water hardness. Obviously they're not going to spawn in here, and if they do spawn in here, their eggs are going to get wiped out completely. It's just a standard 4-foot tank. A couple of other different tetras, there's a few giant dinios in there, a bit of a mix of big rough and tumble fish. We go below, we have some red devils, and ironically, these are all for sale, and a pair of them have actually spawned inside that rock there. Yes, I think it's that boy there, and I have no idea who his partner is. She's in there somewhere. She's probably in the rock. We do have some fry at the counter. They'll be on the screen now if you want to see them. So if you want a pair of these guys, we do have them available. They get huge. They're going to get like 50 centimeters easy. red devils, or it might be a hybrid because we're in Australia and there's no way of importing them legally. So it's whatever's been bred in Australia for the last 20, 30 years sort of thing. Very, very cool fish. So along here we have lots of mollies and a few Africans, not many Tanganyikans, not many Malawis left at the moment, but we'll go through all these tanks now. Surprisingly, it's not that easy to film pretty much all the fish. So we are going to film like at least 80% of the fish. I know, because there are a lot of fish in all these tanks, as you probably saw in my last unboxing video, but if you haven't, we have a lot of really, really nice mollies. I can't get over how nice they are. Look at the colors of them. There are a lot, and they're not overly expensive. I think $6.60, 4 for $20 on all of these mollies. There are a lot of mollies. And by a lot of mollies, a lot of mollies. I know. So this is technically the African section, but it's sort of inhaled by mollies at the moment until we move them. Do have some Lombardi, and oh, we will jump to some cool Tropheus, maybe some baby fish, and then we'll jump over there. Yeah, it's a bit hard to get everything in this video, but we're going to try and get a lot more. But these are Tropheus du Boisy. So at the moment, I'm a little bit low on Africans, but in the next couple of weeks, we've got a ton of Africans turning up, so expect a big video on that. Tropheus are super cool. Tanganyika fish, high pH, well, lovely. So there they are eating the Vitalis algae. You can't really call it a brick. It's more like a log, algae log. Yeah, anyway, they're eating their algae log. I think there's a few Neolamprologus cylindricus in here as well, the little stripy dudes. We're going to see if we can find any other fish, but they are all kind of hiding. So there's some Menangos, which is a Malawi cichlid. Yeah, all hiding down the back because they don't like the camera. Lots of other different bits and pieces. There are a few more. I probably should have cleaned the glass, but I didn't. There's a whole lot of little baby blue dolphins. Why are they not blue? Because they're albino blue dolphins. Oh, and there's a few other, what are they? Alunicaras in there as well. And lots more mollies. Oh, and some baby mollies as well. And I have some very, very old tanks again. Yes, all these need upgrading because they're honestly 20 years old. I know. How long do aquariums last? Well, older than 20, but once they get about 20 years old, you want to replace them. It's, yeah, one of those things, unfortunately, when you're keeping fish for a long time, things like stands rust and wooden stands rot and tanks wear out. Filters and heaters need to be replaced all the time. You know, every 3 years we replace filters and heaters. But saying that, if you ignore the very old tanks with the stains on the back of them and stuff like that, we have some super nice rainbows. So these are Drysdale River rainbows from the Northern Territory. No, they're from Western Australia. I keep saying Northern Territory. These are Western Australian rainbows. I did have a whole heap the other week, but I think I've only got half a dozen left. They have not coloured up, but look how colourful they are. Yeah, they are really nice rainbows. I do plan on getting more of these in because look at them, they're awesome. I want to get a nice big tank of these. As they mature, they're going to get more and more colour. So there's a few, what have we got? Costae tetras, cool little silver ones, little black on them. I think there are some upside down catfish somewhere in here. No, that's not an upside down cat, that's a poor man's glass catfish. I think we've sold out of just about all the L numbers. I think the last L129 went today. There might be an L397 somewhere in here, which is, there he is there. Oh, he's gone. There he is. And if you can see him, oh, he is sort of like a tiger-striped suckerfish, if that even makes sense. He's not going to show himself. Oh, there he is, there he is. Come on for the camera. No, forget it. Okay, usually we have a lot of them. There'll be more of those in the unboxing videos. Down below, what have we got? We have some really, really nice African butterflies. So these are African butterfly cichlids. A dwarf cichlid, don't get overly huge, about 8 to 10 centimeters. Should have cleaned the glass, but I have not cleaned the glass. Males and females of those, they're pretty iridescent tails and they get a nice sparkle to them as well. Schooling fish in this tank are emerald eye raspora. They're a raspora and they have an emerald eye. Ooh, ah. And again, a nice little peaceful small schooling fish. Both of these fish like the pH 7 or just below. Those African butterflies are really, really nice. There's a girl there. There's a boy just flared up at the girl. Yeah, They are lovely little dwarf cichlids if you haven't seen them before. We have another tank of Bosmani rainbows. So like the big one you saw on the display tank before, half purple, half yellowy orange. Very cool fish. When they're small, they're not very cool. They're kind of boring, but when they mature, they are awesome. Get at least 10 to sort of maybe 14 centimeters. So a big chunky schooling fish, full color, really, really nice. And I think these are all reasonable price at the moment too, like 3 for 36 at this size. So not overly expensive. Another cool, oh, they're from Papua New Guinea, I should have said as well. Another really cool Papua New Guinea rainbow are these praecox or neon rainbows. Look at the color of them already. They're only small. These are a dwarf rainbow, so they don't get any bigger than about 6 to 8 centimeters max. But bright, bright fluorescent blue to them and yellow or orange tails, depending on males and females. Look how pretty they are. You can practically tell males and females. There's a male at the front. There is a female. She turns around. Male and female right there. So you want a mix of males and females, and then they'll just color up even better. Okay, that was all that. That brings us round to the plant tanks that still don't have plants in them because this is at night and we're jumping from morning to night to morning to night. Usually we have a whole heap of bunch plants all in these tanks. I think we might leave the video at that. If you did enjoy this super long video, well, longer than the normal videos, and saw some interesting fish, click the thumbs up so I know. If you want random video tours like this, tell me in the comments or click the thumbs up and we will see you in the next one. If you want to watch any stuff, there's stuff on the screen, and yes, have fun. We will see you in the next unboxing video or whatever video I post. Haha!